Hey, how y'all doing? This is your girl Tysheenorane. I am back with another video. How y'all doing? How y'all feeling? I know it's been a while. It's been a while that I upload videos. I know I haven't been consistent. Please forgive me, okay? Your girl has other things going on, okay? Okay? We soon be back to how things used to be, okay? But I'm gonna be reacting to 6 things that piss off Liverpool. All right. Some of y'all, if y'all new, y'all know I'm American. I don't know much about England. I don't know nothing about the country at all. Okay. I just know like bits and pieces, just bits and pieces. Okay. But I'm here to learn. Okay. Anything you want to share, comment below. I'm willing to learn. Okay. So let's get straight to it.
Hey there, fellow travelers. Mark here with Wolters World, and today we're here in Liverpool, England. And today we're going to talk about are some things that tourists might do that are going to upset the locals here in Liverpool. And when we're travelers, we don't want to do those cultural faux pas that put us in a bad light or upset our friends that we make in places. Because honestly, the people here in Liverpool, they're going to talk to you. They're going to be friendly. They're going to give you directions. They're going to let you know this or that and probably give you a nickname as well, all right? And maybe it's big guy, maybe it's something a little more apropos for my tummy, but anyway. But the thing is, you don't want to upset people when you go places. So here's some things that I think tourists should know before they come so they don't, kind of insult their local friends. The first thing I got to warn you.
That's what I always say. You got to learn, before you go to another country, you have to know their culture. You have to know the rules, the law, whatever. You have to learn those before you go to another country. Because people out there, they're harsh, okay? They're very, very harsh. So, yeah.
The first thing I want to tell you, not to insult your friends, is don't wear a Manchester United jersey when you come here. Because if you do, no one's going to like you. Look, here, you're either red or you're blue. If you're red, you're for Liverpool. If you're blue, you're from Everton. And that's it. And what's crazy is you have this big city that has 2 big soccer teams, big football teams, and they do have a rivalry, but it's not like we're against each other and we hate each other. It's more like we respect each other, but we both hate Manchester, okay? You'll see that here. So comparing the city to Manchester just in general, or talking about Manchester United in a positive light, it's not going to go over well with your friends here. And even if your friends from Liverpool do take the 50-minute train ride to get the airport from Manchester, they still don't like having to do that, but they'll still do it. So don't bring that part up. Another thing you'll hear when you go around England, people will tell you, if you're going to Liverpool, oh, better watch your wallet, better watch out when you're there. And this is one of those things, I think there's this everywhere big slight that a lot of England puts on Liverpool about how it's crime-ridden and you got to worry when you're there and, oh, I don't know what's there. And I think some of this might be from a long-seated kind of resentment for some of the immigration that's come here. And so that's one of those things that over the years, it's like, oh, well, your hubcaps are going to get gone and you're going to get your wallet stolen. So, be careful. Look, that stuff happens all over England. And just to let you know, Manchester actually has a higher crime rate than here in Liverpool, okay? So doing the jokes about, safety and stealing and stuff like that here at Liverpool, that's kind of one of those things that really hits the locals to the heart. And I think that's another reason why, just in general, don't badmouth Liverpool. I mean, that's kind of a thing everywhere in the world.
This is pretty much like anywhere you go. Like, don't badmouth any place you go to. Don't do that, That's pretty much everywhere, though. And there's crimes everywhere. I've been saying this. There's crimes everywhere. You might have more crime going on the other side more than the other, but at the end of the day, there's crimes going on everywhere. It doesn't matter where you live. So you just got to be careful.
But here in Liverpool, they really do love their city, and it is gorgeous. When you walk around, the architecture here is incredible. The museums they have here, world class. And so they're very proud of this. And yes, their soccer teams, their football teams are actually pretty good too. And so when people kind of belittle their city or kind of put it down, they take it a little bit extra to heart here than other places. Because, you go to the U.S., people kind of like, oh, you make fun of Chicago. Like, yeah, you're right. We got our issues. Here they just kind of take it a little bit more. So just be aware.
I'm a New Yorker, too. I get a little irritated when people say, oh, New York is so dirty. It's so stink out there. It's so expensive. I mean, well, it is expensive. It is expensive. But I hate when people just go on and on and on about New York. I'm like, all right, I get it. It's not everybody's cup of tea, You don't have to come here. You don't have to stay. You know what I'm saying? This is some of us, this is our home, And I, as New Yorkers, we could say these things. But when you hear other people say it, kind of like get to your skin, you know? Like, I could say it. Let me say it. New York is dirty and stink or whatever. Let me say it. But I don't like to hear other people say it. Like, people who are not from here, I don't like when they say it, if that makes sense.
Aware of that. Now, if the locals bring it up, then it's okay to kind of go along with, but you don't be the one to bring it up, okay? Any of those issues. You know, like when you look online for stuff about Liverpool, they always make the jokes about pajamas and curlers at the grocery store. I mean, I saw it so many times. I'm like, you gotta be kidding, man. And when you go around, you know, you'll see people dressed in all kinds of different ways when you're here. And no, you're not gonna see, well, actually I did see some in their pajamas, but I didn't see any curlers. But just know, like, some of those things, those stereotypes in some places, it just hits a little bit more close to home, so just be aware of that when you're here. Honestly, don't talk about the Sun newspaper. Don't bring the Sun newspaper when you're going to Liverpool. Don't talk about an article you read about it someplace else about the Sun. The Sun and Liverpool, that is not a thing you want to bring up, okay? And like any place, anywhere in the world that has a very distinct accent, the Scousers don't really like when you try to do a Scouse accent. We go Scout Liverpudlian, they're called Scousers, okay? And so if you try to do their accent, which the thing is, there's a lot of different accents that are here that I've heard when I've been walking around, and there's one that's kind of like they take all the THs and make it like a D, you know, so you think that, you know, and so people try to make that accent and kind of talk along with people. And just like when you go to Texas, you try to, y'all want to have something, you know, people don't appreciate that here either. So, you know, don't upset your locals. Just be normal. It'll be fine.
That's the thing. People always think that everybody sound alike. Like when people always say Americans. I'm like, they say, oh, y'all Americans do this, y'all Americans do that. It's like, who are you talking about? Like who? Which state? You gotta be a little bit more specific. What are you talking about? Because we all don't sound alike. We really don't. If you pay attention, we all don't sound alike. We don't say the same things. The culture could be a little different than the other. So yeah, some dress different than the other. We really all are not the same. I hate when people do that. Y'all Americans, y'all all do that. Y'all all. That word all. Oh my gosh. I don't think people know how to use the word all. They put everybody in the same category. It's like, don't do that. Because not everybody is not the same. Oh my gosh.
When you come to Liverpool, obviously you have to talk about the Fab Four. And you'll see the Beatles stuff all over the place. There's streets named after the Beatles. There's museums for the Beatles. There's tours for the Beatles. Heck, right over there, there's a statue of the Beatles, okay? So it's really a big
I would like to visit
but
that.
The locals might get a little annoyed if you assume that they listen to the Beatles all the time and they love the Beatles all the time. Because think about it. Probably their entire lives, when they've been walking around town, there's some busker playing a Beatles song. And when they walk around downtown, the bars play Beatles songs to bring in the tourists. I have to imagine after, I don't know, 50, 60 years of the Beatles, the locals
I get tired of it.
them. Glad they're here,
but
glad they came from here,
but
they might not want to listen to it all the time. So if
yeah,
you're visiting your Liverpool friends, do the Beatles stuff on your own, and don't take your Liverpool friends with you, your Liverpudlian friends, your Scouser friends with you. So those are just some fun.
Yeah, like who wants to hear the same song every single day? I mean, you get tired of it. That's like you come here, we play Michael Jackson song 24/7. I love Michael Jackson. I'm a big fan of Michael Jackson. I love him. Love his music. His music will live on forever. But that doesn't mean that I want to sit and listen to his songs on repeat every single day. Like it gotta be switched up. You gotta play somebody else. Gotta switch it up a little bit. You know, put on some Prince, Whitney Houston, somebody. Switch it up a little bit, you know? So I get that. I get it. That would drive me crazy. That's like you working in a store where they play the same Christmas song, like Mariah Carey song. What's the name of it? All I Want for Christmas Is You. Imagine they play that every single day around Christmas time. You get tired of it. It's like, oh gosh, play something else.
Little things you might do as a tourist that might annoy the locals when you come here to Liverpool. But I'll be honest, you'll have a great time when you're here, and the people here have such a good sense of humor and a good way of...
I don't know about y'all, but y'all know how I am. I like to look at the architect. Like, let's go back. Look at this. Let's appreciate this. The art of this. Look at this. Look at the Pella. Look at the counter. Look at, oh my gosh. The people who built this put love into this. They put love into this. I'm a sucker when it comes to stuff like this. I appreciate art. To me, this is art. This is art. Look at it. Just look at it. It's giving me comfort, coziness, warmness. Welcome. Come home. This is your home. Come. That's what it's giving me. Look at the tile. They don't make these type of things anymore. I don't know about in the UK, but they don't make these type of things here at all. Everything is rush and built this fast, and they don't put no love into it. They just want to build it quick and collect money. But this is nice. This is beautiful. I don't know how old this is. This got to be built in I'm just assuming 1950, if I'm not mistaken. I'm sorry, y'all. I know.
Humor
Yeah.
and a good way of
This
kind
is
of
beautiful,
poking fun
though.
at
Look at
themselves
this.
and at you when you're here, that I think everything will be fine. But I just wanted you to know if there's some faux pas you might want to know about.
Look at
that
this. They
might
don't build
help
these
out.
no
And the
more.
thing is, there's also other faux pas just in general of coming to England you might want to know. But we have another video on that you can check out and learn more about the faux pas and things you might be upset.
Well, this was good. This is good. You learn every day. You learn every day. So comment below. Is there anything else you would like to add onto this? Something I need to know about Liverpool that you should not do in Liverpool? And if you're from Liverpool, comment below, okay? Let me know you're from Liverpool. And I'll see you lovely people. Make sure you subscribe to my channel. And I'll see y'all later. Peace.